Hi, I'm Matt, and this is the Rekker EK60 stick review. I've used this stick since September, so I've had it for over 5 months now. It's been my primary stick of use, and I really enjoy it. Special thanks to Berto and Sherwood for getting me this stick to do a review on. I greatly appreciate it. Now about the stick, I'm not going to go into technical details really. I'm just going to talk about my experiences. The flex is 85. It's a Stasny PP26, which is kind of a toe, and it's a non-grip finish. So hopefully this kind of shows off the curve. If not, and it probably won't, make sure you check out their website to see what you like. Personally, I wish I had a heel curve like a W05 on Warrior. That's just more my personal preference for how I play. I like just being able to pass with that and the low shots from the point. Nevertheless, the stick has really served me well. The weight on it is the lightest stick I've ever used out of the box, and that's fantastic. And not only is it lightweight, the balance is really good. Other sticks that are advertise their lightness, to me they feel like they're just a shaft and you can't really feel the blade. But for this, the stick is so well balanced that you always know where the blade is, and that really helps with puck feel and just being able to do like poke checks and just playing with this stick itself. And one thing I contribute to like benefiting my play because of the lightness and balance is I've been able to knock pucks out of the air like I haven't been before. I'm not the most talented skill-wise player in terms of offense. I'm also a goalie, so I mainly play defense, and I'm more of a defensive player. With that said, I've been doing some things in the offensive zone that are surprising me and my teammates. Specifically, like I would get passes pretty high up on me, so chest height, that I would be able to knock down with one hand and actually control. Now it does take some hand-eye coordination, but it also really helps when the stick is balanced as well as it does, because it really does feel like an extension of your body. Now, one of the issues I had with this stick when I got it was the length. So hopefully you can see the wood and extension in there. Now, I'm used to a 63-inch Warrior stick, and this is a 60-inch stick like most shaft lengths are, stick lengths are. Because of that, I had to bend over more, and it just kind of really changed my game. I like that extra reach, especially when playing defense. So I put a 3-inch extension in it, and I really had issues with loading the stick and just playing with it overall. I really lost the consistency that this has in terms of flex because my hands would be placed higher up when trying to load the stick, take shots and passes. I had a really hard time actually playing, getting performance out of it. I would take passes and the stick would just kind of flex where it shouldn't, and I would lose them, or I'd take a shot and I'd whiff when I really shouldn't have, but the loading was just off balance. And I was really having a tough time with that extension, and I realized that I'd have to take it out in order to actually really be able to tell how good this is and actually get the proper usage of it. And I'm really glad I did. Since then, I really feel like my game has increased in terms of performance and my playing ability. And I don't just say that in terms because I don't just say that because I had to adjust to a smaller stick. I say that because I really believe the stick has helped me do some things and learn some things that I really haven't achieved with others. Now, in terms of shooting, I don't feel that this stick is the most explosive shot on the market. It does say right here, low kick flex profile, and I don't think it's a low kick stick. I'm used to elliptical tapers in terms of Easton RS and Warrior DT1, and this one definitely feels like it kicks higher up on the shaft than those do, and the flex point's higher up. I feel like it's a mid-low flex and not exactly a low kick like the Warriors are. And with that said, I never felt the explosive power off most of my shots like I did in the Warrior when it was brand new, and other sticks like the Warrior HT1, QR1, True 6.0, and CCM Ribcore. All those I felt I could shoot better, and by better I mean harder and just like more pop off the stick than this one. But in terms of actual playability, this stick has been the best I've used. I really like the blade. I'll get to that in just a second. The stick is rated at 85 flex, and I feel like it's a little stiff for an 85 flex. The 85 flex Easton was definitely softer than this. My 100 flex Warrior, but remember you have to add the 3 inches, felt a little softer than this as well. But I don't think that 85 is too far off, because I have used other 100. I've used the 100s in the 60-inch, and they feel like lumbar to me, and I can't really flex them that well. But this one does flex pretty good, and I'm really happy with it. Now I'm going to talk about the blade on this stick, and what you can hear there is the glue from the plug moving around, because I couldn't get the plug out and I had to cut it down, so some of the glue got loose as well. Now my favorite part about this stick is probably the blade. The VRF.2 blade is extremely stiff, and it has stayed stiff the whole time I've used it. Now, like I said, I play defense, and now I'm playing center, so it does take some abuse in the corners and on face-offs, and there is abuse showing, but it's never gotten soft on me yet, and I've never felt a performance decrease while using it. Now, there is some chipping on the toe, very little for how long I've used this stick compared to others. There is some chipping and a little bit of splitting on the heel, which again is less than what I've used in less than I've seen in other sticks, and it's held up pretty well in that regards. I feel that this is more aesthetically damaging than it is actual performance, because I haven't been able to feel that in terms of actual performance decrease. As well as that's where I shot blocks, got stepped on a couple times. Here's one bad one that actually took out a layer, or has gone through the top layer of the stick, and you can kind of chip away some carbon there. And while it does feel, that kind of gets me nervous, I never noticed it playing until I took the tape off, and then I never noticed it playing anyways. I just noticed it through looking at the actual crack down there, but I don't even think it's an internal crack, at least not yet. It's just an external facing one. There's another crack right there, and I got some dents as well, but like I said, the blade is held up amazingly. And with this blade, I feel the stiffness has really increased how I play. Because of how stiff it was, I was kind of questioning it at first. It is really loud when you're playing. You can always hear the puck, but at the same time you can always feel the puck. So it really transitions that puck feel to your hands really well. So I always know where the puck is when I'm shooting or when it's on my stick. As well, when shooting, you never feel like the blade is bending or flexing and you're kind of losing out on a shot. And that goes same with passing. Other sticks, especially my Easton RS, towards the end of its life, when I kept receiving passes or shooting, I really felt that the blade was almost buckling under the pressure, where this is so solid and so sturdy that every time I take a pass or receive a pass, you hear the noise and you feel it and you know exactly where it is, and you can really handle the puck. I mentioned being able to stop pucks out of the air with this, and one other thing I've been able to do with this stick, because of, I believe, the balance and how great this blade is I've really been able to use one hand on my stick and be able to reach for passes I haven't been able to ever grab before. Even really hard slap passes I can get with just grabbing it with the very heel, or just reaching out as far as I can and just getting a piece of it with this stick, and it basically does the rest for me. And what I mean by that is other sticks would bounce off in terms of they felt like they gave and kind of just bounce the puck off. With this, if I can get the stick on the puck, it pretty much, I can handle it after that. And I haven't been able to do that with any other stick before. Well, there's the odd time, but not as consistently with this stick. The other great thing about the stiffness is I feel the consistency. Every time you shoot, you shoot how you shoot. You never really have to worry about the tool not doing its job. And I feel that with this stick and with this blade and with the way the stick is constructed, it's kind of like a player's iron in terms of golf clubs, where there's player's iron and game improvement iron. And what that is game improvement clubs help you out when you miss hit shots. So when you don't hit the shot perfectly, they would help you hit an okay shot. Where player's iron, if you don't hit it perfectly, you know it, and it doesn't really help you anyway. But when you do hit it perfectly, it goes great, and you know exactly where it's going, and it's always consistent. With this stick, I feel it's very similar to those. If I screw up a shot, I know I screwed up a shot right away. It doesn't really give me much in terms of still getting an okay shot off. It's exactly what I did to it. And I like that consistency. It's really helped me learn how to shoot better and when to shoot better. So if I have it way on the toe, I don't release it without actually being able to load the stick. There's just, it seems like almost a negative, but I kind of really appreciate how it is. The shot power, when you get off a good one, is very good, but I still don't feel it's quite as high end and as much pop as, like I said, my Warrior DT1 when it was new. Now, Sherwood advertised that there's graphene in the shaft down here for extra durability. Now, I'm not sure exactly what they did with that or if it is an actual factor, but I can tell you that this stick has taken some damage, as you can see. And with all that abuse, it's absolutely holding up wonderfully. I haven't felt a stick in my life that has felt the same way it has when I got it as it does 5 months later. And this stick really does. The flex hasn't gotten soft on me. The blade hasn't gotten soft on me. The only thing that's changed is really the look of it. And what I mean by the paint chipping and stuff like that. It's done a fantastic job in terms of durability, and I'm really, really happy about that. As far as aesthetics go, it's really hard to get this in camera, but I feel that Sherwood does an excellent job in terms of how they design their sticks. I feel this stick and the T120 are really well done. They're aesthetically pleasing and not being too overly crazy, like Warrior kind of has done in the past. These are pretty nice with this one's especially with the orange accents. And as well, I really enjoy the exposed carbon fiber, whether it be on the blade or on the shaft up here. I feel it's kind of almost understated, but at the same time classy. It's very unique in my opinion on the market too, where it has that orange accent and you know what kind of stick it is when you see it. Now they did do the retro version for the EK60, which I loved, and if this one had it, I might have gone that way, but I really love how this stick looks. I added my own little touch of orange tacky mac. I like tacky mac rather than tape, and I had orange, so it just worked out. Now, as for what I would say, like as our conclusion for this stick, is I would absolutely recommend this to someone looking for a new stick. One, I'm always worried about durability, especially when you're spending $200 on a stick, which is another great thing. This one doesn't come in at $300 like the other top of the line brands do, but it comes in lower. I believe it was $229 last time I checked. Could be wrong on that, but that's a great bargain for what you get out of the stick. The fact that it's lasted as long as it has, and 5 months doesn't seem like a super long time, but usually within that time other sticks start breaking down in terms of performance and feel, and this one hasn't done that at all. Within 5 months, my Warrior, the flex was already felt like it was down 10, the blade was already feeling really soft from how stiff it originally was, and this one, like I said, feels like I took it on the ice for the very first time. I cannot say enough good things about how great this blade feels and just how the stick's balance is and the weight is. Everything about it is fantastic. My only real issue is the shots, and it's not really my issue. It's just about how it performs, at least how I can make it perform. I feel like my shots aren't as powerful as they are in other sticks, and they don't release quite as fast. It's a trade-off to get the balance, the lightness, I feel, and the durability, and I would happily take that trade-off any day. I don't want this stick to break. I want to keep using it and using it, and I really hope it doesn't. It's my go-to. I did decrease the length, by taking the plug out, so my normal stick size is now 60 instead of 63. The only things I could really ask Sherwood to do would be to give me a more heel curve. I really like the W03 from Warrior, so if they could match that would be amazing. And if they made a 63-inch version, I would be in absolute heaven. Besides that, I have to give Sherwood a lot of props for this. This stick is really, really good. I'd recommend it to everyone if you're looking for a top-of-the-line stick, or even a slightly lower than top of the line, because it is in that price range. Like I said, I can't see myself replacing this unless it breaks. I really, really enjoy it, and yeah, it's my favorite stick I've ever used. And that's, like, I've gone through sticks, and I'm just really happy about this. I'm also at a loss of words to explain how much I like this stick. I do believe that this blade is again, the best blade I've ever used as well. So I would definitely go try these guys out. The EK60, yeah, great stick. I really like it. Durability is awesome. And yeah, go try these EK60s out. Go take a look at them, pick them up. Extremely lightweight. Best stick I've ever used, in my opinion, and my favorite stick I've had or ever picked up. So thank you for watching. Please check out my other videos if you're looking for reviews. And if you have any suggestions, please put them below. Take it easy.